Welcome to the CHL pre-season press conference from Zurich, Switzerland. The new season is just around the corner and excitement is building across Europe. In the next hour, we will hear from head coaches, players and a game official about their goals and ambitions for the new season. While in the studio, we are joined by CHL President Jürgen Lindgren and CHL Sport Director Fadri Hollinger. Here's a look at today's agenda. Our 10th anniversary season ended here in Zurich with some great memories. Let's start with a highlight reel to feel the excitement and get ready of a new season of CHL hockey. Now it's time for an interview. I'm delighted to welcome CHL President Jürgen Lindgren. Hi Jürgen, great to have you here.
Hi Dave, thanks for having me here.
Jürgen, we have just seen amazing moments. How did you experience the past season?
Well, it was our 10th anniversary, which was a huge milestone for us, actually making a lot of the history. On top of that, there was a lot of emotion and excitement. Going further on, I think we delivered again very high level of the top level of hockey. From the first game, you can see we have competitive games all the way into the final. Great for the game and also great for the fans. But a huge highlight is, of course, the final between ZSC Lions and Färjestad in Swiss Life Arena, which actually we could see some pictures of really ecstatic and electrical emotions. So that really stands out.
To mark the anniversary, the CHL also received a new visual identity. How do you like it and what feedback did you receive?
I think it was time to do something after 10 years. I think celebrating the 10th year, I think it's also really proud of the work that has been done around it, and also when we see the result, really stands out. I would say it's fresh, it's modern, and it's kind of catches your eyes when you see it. And also on top of that, I think the feedback we got from teams, from leagues, from obviously the office and all our commercial partners, including the fans, has been great.
Back to the ice. For the second time in a row, there was a Swiss champion. What do you expect for this season?
We hope that the home team wins, because that's always, you can see that with the last finals, that really creates a good atmosphere in the arena. But also I think it's great for us that we have other teams winning, or other leagues winning, other nationalities winning, because we are spreading it through more countries. Can also show that we're closing the gap between the different kind of leagues and the teams. Which means that it's more competition. It also gives us a more unpredictable games, which is good for the fans. It's also good for the teams. They really need to play from the beginning. So I think it's good for everybody that we have the excitement around that.
What are the CHL's main goals for the season?
I would say we can divide it into two areas. I would say on the ice, we still want to continue to present the best club hockey, European club hockey games all over Europe. And it's a great platform for clubs to be on, and also have this exchange that we will hear in some of the interview later, which they actually practice themselves both on and off the ice, I would say. When it comes to off-ice part, we still continue to build our league, continue to build the Champions Hockey League, drive the fan engagement, which of course is really important for us, and also do some storytelling around this, and create a story around each of the teams that comes to if you play away a game that comes to the team and play. So there's a history behind it, and by that we will hopefully create some good memories.
We had to wait over 6 months for CHL hockey. In 2 days, it's back on. How much are you looking forward to the puck drop?
this waiting process is really hard. Of course, it's good with a break, but so the break has been filled with preparation for the upcoming season. And finally, in a couple of days, we will have dropped the puck for the first time this season. Really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to great games, exciting games, and also good atmosphere in the arena. Because we are built for competing from the beginning. We are built for passion and unity across the Europe. And we are ready to drop the puck.
We are looking forward. So thank you, Jörn.
Thank you.
We have some virtual interviews for you again this year, and I'm looking forward to our first guest who lifted the CHL trophy in the past season. From the CHL champions, the ZSC Lions Zurich, we are delighted to welcome their captain and a true club legend in his 18th season, Patrick Gehring. Hi, Patrick.
Hello.
Patrick, what a season it has been for you. You've had both domestic and international success with the ZSC Lions. What does the CHL title mean to you?
A lot. I mean, we've set our goal that we want to have success in all the tournaments or championships we're playing in, and yeah, it was a long road, hard games, and to lift the trophy is always special, especially if it's in your own arena.
Looking back to 9 different opponents in the last competition, which was the toughest team you faced in last year's CHL?
It's been a while, so. I mean, obviously the final was tough. I mean, always the Swedish teams, they're ready to play. And I mean, I think the way we played, I don't want to play the game again. So I was happy and delighted we won. But all the other series had their own challenges. I mean, we had to come back against Berlin twice and had to play Geneva as a domestic opponent. And yeah, I mean, it's always a long run, always with different chapters, and a good story in the end for us.
The ZSC Lions are the team to beat. How do you and your teammates stay hungry for more?
Yeah, I mean, if you just look at the pictures that you guys showed before, I mean, you get goosebumps. It's always fun to win and have success with your group. And the Swedish teams showed it before that you can go back to back, and that's what we're here for.
In what ways has playing international games in the CHL shaped you as a player and as a leader?
I think it's always nice to have like these do or die games. So, I mean, especially with this aggregated score, you can't relax a minute, and you just have to show up and have to be ready from the very first moment until the last. And these are the moments or the games that you want to play, not the exhibition ones now in the summer, the ones that count.
If you had to describe the ZSC Lions' identity in the CHL in just 3 words, what would they be?
Relentless, ready, and still hungry.
Thank you, Patrick, and good luck for the season.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Let's continue with a second interview. Here's one of the CHL's most experienced player, a 2-time CHL champion and long-standing leader of Frölunda Gothenburg. Please welcome the captain, Max Friberg. Hi, Max.
Thank you so much.
It's your 6th season in the CHL. How has the tournament changed since your first appearance?
Oh, I think in general there are more teams and more countries that are competitive and hard to play against. So I think the Hockey Europe has broadened its like the way the games are harder now. Not so much the big leagues, but also the other leagues around Europe.
Frölunda is a CHL powerhouse. What makes your team successful in this competition?
I think the club, how it's handling itself in general, we want to be the best at everything. So when it comes to developing talents and obviously having a men's team and women's team that are competing at the highest level in Europe. So we want to be there at the end of every season, lifting trophies.
What's the most remarkable CHL game you've ever played and why?
I think the one I remember the most is the final we had at home against Red Bull Munich when we won it in Gothenburg. But on the road to our second CHL title, we had some great comebacks, both against Färjestad and Biel as well. But the final at home was for sure the best one.
In 2023, you took over the role of the captain from Joel Lundqvist. As captain, what advice do you give the younger players?
I think it's important to stay in the present. Don't look too far ahead. Enjoy the day that you get to play hockey for a living, and just make the most out of it. Make the most out of every day and every season. Like this year, we have a great chance of competing both at home and now in the CHL as well. So make the most of every day.
You extended your contract in the summer until 2029. You said, Gothenburg has become my home. Now we are aiming for new titles. Does this also mean a possible third CHL title for you?
Yes, of course. We want to be in this tournament, and we want to compete, and we want to win it. So it's one of the main goals of the club, and definitely something that I look forward to.
Thanks, Max. Have a good start to the season.
Thank you so much.
Before we continue with more interviews, let's take a look at some key numbers from the CHL history so far. 10 seasons have been played, with a total of 1,298 games. 102 teams have competed, and now the 103rd joins with the Odense Bulldogs. 14 leagues were represented across 20 young countries, and in total, 5,069 different players have been part of the lineups. 7 different CHL champions from 3 countries have been crowned. 6 times the competition was won by a Swedish team, twice by a Finnish, and the last 2 times by a Swiss team. Frölunda Gothenburg is the team with the most games, 97, and will play its 100th game this season. Roger Rönnberg is the coach with the most games, and Ryan Lash is now the player after overtaking Joel Lundqvist last season. He is also the all-time top scorer with 141 points. We have just heard from the players, so now let's continue the interviews with the head coaches. We are delighted to have him here attending the CHL for the 3rd time in a row. Please welcome the coach of Ilves Tampere, Tommi Niemela. Hi, Tommi.
Hello, everybody. Hi there.
Tommi, how did the preparations for the season go, and are you ready for the first CHL games?
I'm sure we're as ready as we can be at the moment. Of course, it's our 4th week now what we have been together with the team, and it's always a great way to start also the season with playing games, and then especially playing games with meanings, and then which are meaningful for our team. You can earn points in these ones, but it's still the start of the season, and a long way to go to the end.
Last year, Ilves finished 3rd after the Liga playoffs. In the CHL, you and your team missed the playoff by just 1 point. What did you take away from the last year's competition?
I think last year we played against excellent opponents, and then especially in the start of the season, we were not ready yet to face that challenge as well as we would have wanted to. But I think every game and every competition gives you experience, and especially it's a learning experience, and I'm sure that we have gained that experience now for this season, and hopefully we can do better now.
You're returning with Ilves to a place you know very well, to Lausanne, where you worked as an assistant coach for 2 years. What does it mean to you to return?
Actually, that was last year we returned to Lausanne, but this year we don't go to Lausanne. But I think last year it was a great place to be. 2 years of my life I spent in Lausanne. It was great moments. It was nice to see and meet those friends over there. But this year we play against other teams. Maybe Lausanne in the playoffs.
1 year ago, you've said the most important thing is to understand that the result doesn't just happen, but comes as a result of something we have done better than the others. What would you like to do better than the others in the coming CHL season?
We want to score more goals than the others. That's for sure. That first thing. But of course, like inside the game, we want to be the team that is able to control the flow of the game with the puck, and that we're able to take away offense time from the opponent by playing better offense ourselves, and that leads to controlling the flow of the game, and that gives always a chance to us to beat the opponent in 5-on-5s, and usually also in special teams. But that's of course also a process to gain that advantage towards the opponent.
When the CHL season is over, what will you look back and say, we succeeded?
Well, I hope so that we lift up that trophy, and then hopefully we played in the best arena in Europe at Nokia Arena, the final. So hopefully the home team wins then also.
Thanks a lot, Tommy. Wishing you a great season ahead.
Thank you very much.
Once again, we spoke to all the head coaches of the 24 teams and asked them questions about the new season. The following video shows a selection of their answers.
I think it's great that we have sports-wise, we have really high challenges. We play really good opponents, that's one part. The other part of it is we can travel around as a team and build a group when we're on the road and have fun times. Obviously, it's always funnier when you win, so we want to perform well, but also build up the group.
For us as a team and as an organization, I think it's important to come out again and see different levels and different countries, how they are playing, and see a little bit where we are standing.
For us, it's a chance to play some meaningful games early, so we're looking forward to that because it's going to allow us to see a lot of things, learn a lot of things about our team.
Well, this is a great way to start the season, have a good high-level international games for our team, and we can see where the top level of the Europe is.
Tak určitě na konfrontaci s předníma evropskýma týmama. Jedná se o top soutěže a o top kluby a pro nás to bude obrovský zpestření.
Yeah, it's always a big challenge if you have different styles of teams, but for us it's really good so we can develop into a better team. We can grow with that challenge, and yeah, the single games we're just going to prepare like for every game. We do pre-scouts, special teams, and so we're ready for each game.
That's, as a coaching staff, it could be a bit of a challenge, but on the other side, it's very exciting also too. So you get a chance, and we're going to have a bit of an opportunity to pre-scout some of the opposition who we're going to play against, and I think that's going to be really good. It's always from a coaching point of view, you get an opportunity to see how other styles from other countries and how they play, and not only that, you get to learn from that also too, though. But for the most part, going into the Champions League and also in our own season, is that we prepare mostly for ourselves, and try to reach that form, and then, have them worry about how we play. But we're certainly going to look at them closely, but more importantly, we're just going to concentrate on what we do as a team, the Red Bulls.
As far as the different styles of play from different opponents and different leagues and different countries, the majority of our focus is just going to have to be on ourselves and what makes us be the best version of what we have in our locker room. So again, that's what I do like about the Champions League as far as the approach to it. The focus can be mostly on yourself, but at the same time, just a healthy respect for who you're playing.
Tak jedná se o skvělý týmy, top týmy v Evropě, ale my se budeme připravovat furt stejně. Určitě se budeme chtít prezentovat naší hrou a naším stylem hry, takže v podstatě se budeme zaměřovat především na náš herní systém a na hru naší jako takovou.
Yeah, I think that's one of the great challenges of the Champions League, and part of the things that we love about it from a coaching standpoint. You're exposed to different styles of hockey that maybe you don't see in your domestic schedule. So it's something that we quite look forward to see different ways of playing the game.
First of all, I think we have to scout every team like we normally do. We have to look in what are the strengths, what are the weakness, a little bit of a SWOT analyze for all teams, and take some information from video, but also maybe having a little chat with one or two coaches that I know and try to get the most information that we can. And that's all we can do, and then we're going to play the games.
The full interviews are available by scanning this QR code. Now let's turn to the sporting side of things. Please welcome the CHL Sport Director, Fatri Hollinger.
Hi, David. Thanks for having me.
From a sporting perspective, how did you prepare the CHL for the coming season?
Well, we focused on key areas, such, for example, as introducing a new principle for the draw, which should make scheduling and traveling more efficient. On the other hand, we also developed a new rule, the so-called no-return rule, which I will touch base on a later stage. But overall and in general, we always constantly challenge ourselves and to find ways to improve, take the right action, and then in the end foster the pan-European club competition.
Thank you, Fatri. We are now looking forward to some sport updates from you.
Sure. Let's dive into it. To start us off, let's have a look at the participating field of the 25-26 CHL season. And we will have teams from 11 leagues representing 12 countries, with the Italian side HC Bolzano as the representative of Italy and therefore the 12th country. If we have a closer look at where the 24 teams are geographically based, they're spread all over Europe, as you can see on the map. We have Luleå from the up north, Grenoble from the south, and Belfast from the west, and in the end, Tichy from the east. 9 teams returning from the last season, and 14 teams have participated in the CHL in previous years. So therefore, the only newcomer on this season's grid is the Danish national champion Odense Bulldogs. Here you can see how the 24 teams earned their spot to be part of the upcoming CHL season. So we have the reigning CHL champion, the ZSC Lions Zurich from Switzerland, which were automatically qualified. Then we have another 10 national champions from the 5 shareholder leagues and also 5 from the allocated challenger leagues. Furthermore, 5 regular season winners and 3 runners-up, and ultimately 4 third-placed and 1 fourth-placed team, which qualified for the CHL because the national champion from their respective league were amongst the top 2 teams after the conclusion of their regular season. Each of the 24 participating teams faced 6 different opponents, like 3 at home and 3 on the road, and this then concludes the regular season. Teams are ranked from 1 to 24 in the so-called overall standings, with the top 16 teams proceeding to the first playoff round. These are once again the most fundamental pillars on our current format, which goes this season into its 3rd one. To put everything into numbers, we have 72 games in the regular season, followed by 29 in the playoff, which leads us to 101 games. The playoffs start with the round of 16, and all games are played in a 2-game home and away aggregated scoring series. Teams will face each other then based on the ideal bracket approach following their standing in the regular season. This year's game official program consists of a total of 136 on-ice officials. In the regular season, all 4 game officials will be assigned domestically, with the exception of 12 games where we will have 1 international head referee from the IHF referee exchange program. For the playoffs, starting with the round of 16, we will have 2 international head referee paired with 2 domestic linespersons. The only exception, of course, will be the final, where all 4 on-ice officials will be international. Following their successful implementation and the achievement of the predefined objectives within the 201 games played over the course of the last 2 seasons, the 3 rule deviations from the IHF rulebook will remain in place for another season. As you can see here on the right-hand side, not only the statistical evidence showed that we have reached our predefined goal of enhancing the excitement while maintaining credibility, but also the positive feedback we received from game officials needs to be highlighted. Keeping those rule changes in place for another season gives us another opportunity to gather even more insights and more valuable data. Of course, this impact will be again closely monitored during the season and then again re-evaluated with the IHF. It remains the ultimate goal of the CHL to have these rules integrated in the IHF unified rulebook. This actually also applies to the new rule we have in place for the upcoming season, the so-called no return in overtime. But first things first, when 3-on-3 overtime was introduced, those periods were exciting to watch. The game went back and forth, and odd-man rushes were leading to multiple scoring chances. And as a consequence, the potential for game-winning goals during overtime increased significantly. There's a downside. Over the past season, teams have adapted their strategy and focusing on puck possession. Even under minimal pressure, teams are leaving the end zone and regrouping continuously to retain possession, and ultimately seek for the last and final zone entry with a hopefully prospective scoring opportunity. The issues identified paved the way for another rule change. So, as we did in the past, every rule change is always based on statistical evidence rather than just gut feeling. So what we did is we conducted once again, amongst other statistical analysis of game end types from multiple European leagues. When 3-on-3 was originally introduced, it immediately had the intended impact, as you can see on the graph. More often, the decisive goal happened in overtime rather than a shootout was needed. However, the percentage of post-regulation games that needed a decisive shootout increased continuously, and especially over the course of the last 4 seasons. So before we dive into the details of the new rule, here are our main goals that we want to achieve with the introduction of the rule. So the purpose of this rule is to prevent the attacking team from intentionally leaving the attacking zone to maintain puck possession. And this with the primary goal of restoring excitement and also increasing the likelihood of a game-winning goal during overtime. So in a nutshell, this is how the no-return rule will be applied on the ice. The rule will prohibit teams in possession of and control of the puck in the attacking zone from retreating into neutral zone. Should the rule be infringed, play will be stopped and the ensuing face-off will take place in the offending team's defending zone, with the offending team not allowed to do any line changes. This similar to sanction Akeen, which is in place when an icing infraction occurs. So, however, this is just a baseline of the rule. For further details, you can scan the QR code on the right-hand side, which will lead you to the CHL casebook. Lastly, but most importantly, the first puck will be dropped upcoming Thursday. The game 1 is evenly divided into 6 games on Thursday and the other 6 on Friday. Then the action continues on the weekend with game day 2 on Saturday and Sunday, wrapping up the opening weekend. And in the end, the season culminates with the CHL final on March 3rd, 2026.
Thank you, Fadri, for the sport update.
Thank you.
Let's move on to some more virtual interviews. After 5 years, SC Bern returns to the CHL stage. Leading them is a coach who already knows what it takes to win this competition. Please welcome Jussi Tapola.
Thank you.
Jussi, after 5 years away, SC Bern is back in the CHL. What does the return mean to the club and the fans?
Well, first of all, SC Bern is one of the top organizations, top teams in the whole Europe, and it should be like natural to take part of a Champions Hockey League, and I'm glad that our team is there, and of course now the goal is to be successful also in Champions Hockey League.
You've already won the CHL title with Tappara Tampere in 2023. What does it take to go all the way?
Well, it's a tough competition. You have to be in a good shape, top shape, in the right time. Always those, first of all, like this first leg, when it starts the group stage, already now on like early September, the preparation, how it's huge now. We have only 3 exhibition games, and I think that the most of the teams are still like in the building stage of the team. So how can we right away play in a top level like in the playoff games? That's going to be crucial. Only 6 games in the first stage, and then it's a playoff game. So it takes also that you are at the right moment in the top shape after the national team breaks. I saw the final is on March, so it's going to be like long competition, and you have to be on top shape every time you play. So that's the demanding part of Champions Hockey League.
How different is coaching in the CHL compared to your past domestic experiences?
Well, when you play in domestic leagues, it's more or less you know the players, you know the teams, you know their system, you know a little bit. The players know the players, and the preparation. It's pretty much easier when you play in Champions League. You never know what's coming up. So even we focus a lot of our own game, but how can we prepare our team always to different opponents, different styles of play, and then there is a travel, which most of the players are not used to it during the season. So a lot of parts that are different than in domestic leagues, which makes it really exciting.
What's your vision for SC Bern's return to the CHL stage?
Well, first of all, we want to be successful in this competition. I know from the history that just taking part of the Champions Hockey League, it's not enough. So we consider these games right away important games for us, and we want to build up our game and at the same time win the games. And for sure, for us, it's the goal is to win the league.
Fans in Bern are known for their passion. How important will their support be as you take on some of the best arenas and atmospheres in Europe?
Yeah, I hope that we will get a lot of fans to watch these first games. For sure, always there might be a little drop from the normal games, regular season, but I hope that we get over 10,000 there to our arena. That's a good goal, and I hope that we can reach it. But anyways, it's the more you play, the further you go in the playoffs, the more the fans will be involved, and I hope that we can bring them some good hockey there right from the start.
We like that goal. Thank you, Yassi. We are looking forward to seeing your team in action.
Perfect. Thanks.
We have another head coach as our interview guest. A historic moment awaits the Odense Bulldogs as they enter the CHL for the very first time. Let's hear from their head coach, Jason O'Leary. Hi, Jason.
How you doing? Hi, thanks for having me.
This will be the Bulldogs' first ever participation in the CHL. How significant is this moment for the club?
I think it's a great opportunity for our fans and for the club in general, just to experience some of the best hockey in Europe. I think it's very exciting for everyone, and we're looking forward to it.
Odense will face some of Europe's top teams in the CHL. How are you preparing your players for the step up in level and intensity?
Yeah, I think that's really challenging to mimic when you come into a practice or to a game. You have to get your feet wet early, especially when we go down to Mountain Field. They're going to be a very big physical team, so we need to be prepared for that. But the guys are practicing and preparing for that as well.
You've coached in several European countries. How does that experience help you for this challenge?
Yeah, I think that the idea of different styles of game or different tactical situations are pretty limited. The game is so international now. But I think that the familiarity with some of the teams or maybe some of the clubs or the coaches might be an asset. But at the end of the day, it's all decided on the ice anyway, and the players have to play. Coaches just get an opportunity to try and help out as little as we can during the games and try and prepare guys prior to that.
What do you hope your players will take away from the CHL competition?
That's a really good question. I think it's just important to recognize the opportunity to play against some of the best in Europe and arguably the world, and also the opportunity to play a higher level of competition than they would usually see. Top to bottom, I think the depth of some of those clubs is very, very impressive. That's something that the guys want to have the opportunity to compete with and prove that we belong in those types of games.
How would you define success for your team in this CHL season?
And that's also a pretty interesting question. I think that it's important for our guys to play well, to represent the league well, to represent the club and obviously the city very well, and be competitive. I think that's what everybody wants, and then give ourselves the opportunity to punch up a level.
Thank you, Jason, and all the best for the CHL season.
Thank you so much.
Let's continue with some off-ice topics. The team contribution for the regular season has slightly increased compared to last season. All participants will now receive 80,000 euros instead of 65,000 as in the previous season. In total, an amount of 2.54 million will be distributed to the participating teams. The CHL champions will collect a total of 225,000 euro, but the team contribution is only a part of the revenue that the clubs are able to get. The earnings from ticket sales, hospitality, food and beverage, and also from the sponsorship, such as on the equipment and via social media, goes entirely to the club. We're excited to relaunch the CHL Predictor in the third season with new features. Fans can not only predict game results, but also the CHL champions, top scorer, and more. Across Europe, fans can challenge each other and aim for the ultimate reward, a VIP trip for two to the CHL final. Of course, there will be another media guide for the upcoming season, which can be accessed via the QR code. There you can find all the information about the CHL and its teams. This is certainly a great feature, especially for the journalists. We also have a sustainability update. The CHL sustainability strategy was launched a year ago. Several success stories were already achieved last season, and 3 more have been added in the off-season. After 2 seasons with the new format, we reviewed the draw procedure and made an adjustment for the 2025-26 CHL season. A new precondition helps to increase the possibility to reduce travel costs for clubs and also simplifies the scheduling process. The CHL also donated 90 tablets previously used for game statistics to the educational project LabDo. In this way, the devices continue to make a difference as educational tools for children and young people across the globe. Another great step was initiated with our long-standing partner Warrior Sports. Starting with the new season, all team, fan and game official jerseys are made entirely from sustainable recycled materials. Our next interview guest is someone who will be wearing this jersey. Last season, she made history as the first female game official in the CHL. We are proud to have her with us. Welcome, Julia Keimberger.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, Julia. Julia, you had your first CHL appearance last season. You officiated the game between the ZSC Lions Zurich and the Straubing Tigers. Take us with you. How did it feel to step onto the ice for the first time in the CHL?
Obviously, it's been an incredible moment. It was both exciting but also humbling. The atmosphere, the high level of play. Everybody is giving the best out there, and that's the games you want to skate in Europe. It's the champions coming all together, and that's what you want to see. You want to see the best teams and be part of it.
What did you take away from that experience?
I would say a lot of confidence and motivation going into the season. It's great games right in the start of the season. Officiating at that level obviously pushes you to stay sharp, make quick decisions, accurate decisions, and a great learning opportunity. You talk to a lot of different countries involved, a lot of different coaches, players. You get valuable insight in working different leagues, so I think that's what you take from it.
Can you share the journey that led you to officiate at the CHL level?
I stopped playing myself, and after that I felt like I'm not done competing, I'm not done with my passion, which has always been hockey. And then obviously you can stay involved in the game, either you're coaching or another part was officiating, and that's what I picked. And and then you have to make your way up there. You start in like a local games, and then you work your way up there. Obviously it's a competition as well, but the more experience you gain, the higher you get, and the opportunities open up.
You are a teacher, you're working as a teacher, so how does your teaching background help you manage communication with players during the games?
You can find parallels. Obviously, as a teacher, you have to have sharp communication skills. It helps me stay calm, especially like in high pressure moments or situations on the ice. You have to communicate clearly, and I think teaching helps there for sure. yeah, it's important you de-escalate on the ice, and maybe that's parts you have to be respectful, and that's parts you can take from both worlds.
You will also be in action in this season. What are your main goals for your upcoming assignments in the CHL and the whole season itself?
Yeah, I'm having a great season ahead. I mean, it's the Olympic year, so obviously you want to continue develop your own game, but you also want to be there for young officials, new officials. You want to build the program. Hockey can only be as good as the officials are, so bringing confidence, fairness, professionalism to every game, I think is a big part, and is my way into officiating. So yeah, staying physically, mentally strong, and then enjoying every opportunity you get out there. I love to be on the ice, and that's what you want to have, especially on the CHL. I think it's an opportunity that maybe hasn't been there before, and seeing all that great hockey out there and learning from players, coaches, and other game officials from different countries is a huge part.
Thank you, Julia, and good luck for the season.
Thank you.
From a game official, we now return to the head coaches. In the following video, we have more answers to our questions about the upcoming season.
I think organization-wise, it's a great honor to be in the championship, and hopefully we will do good there, and hopefully we will be the championship, win the championship that we're looking for. And organization is good to measure, both on the ice against different organizations in Europe, but also marketing-wise and stuff like that.
It's a huge honor because it tells about a lot from last year that you played, and now you can be, as we talk about, that being best of the best, and now you can tell that you're going to be part of that. So it's a good thing, and we're going to face it with huge honor to represent Kuopio, Kalpa, and of course the whole Finland and there. And our only goal in this Champions Hockey League is to win as many games as possible.
Yeah, it means a lot. Showing up in Europe is a big thing for us, and to compete against the champions from other countries. So we look forward to compete, and we want to win this tournament.
It's really big thing for Storhamar to play in Champions Hockey League. We have good experience from a couple of years back and last year too. So it's good for the organization, good for the players. They play against better players, better teams. So it's a big challenge for us.
It's great for us, for Zurich Hockey, to be in part of the CHL, because, like I said before, it's the best teams are playing there, and it's great to play also games in Europe, not only in your league.
Well, I think one of the things is we've had an opportunity to play in the CHL multiple times, and I thought last year we definitely took a step forward as an organization in the Champions Hockey League tournament. So we want to grow from there, and past experiences, just playing all those teams over the years, we've learned from it, and hopefully this will help us moving forward.
No tak si myslím, že víme, jak třeba proti těm Švédům se tam hrálo, jaký ten Färjestad, jak byl potom dobrý a včera nám porazili, a já si myslím, že si tady ty maličkosti vezmeme do té Champions League. Navíc s nimi hrajeme už teď 3. a 4. zápas, takže si myslím, že to bude na začátku sezony a tam už musíme být se říká, v topové formě.
Yeah, they have immensely. I think that at the start, I've said this before, the first couple, we were probably just happy to be involved. That last one, we missed the qualifying round by 1 point, and I can remember some of the mistakes from some of those games that cost us that point. So, we're getting closer and closer, and now I think we're no longer happy to just be involved. We certainly, we want to come in with an impact.
There's a lot of different styles. The pace will be different from country to country. And I think that the travel, that's definitely something that we've learned from last year. You need to manage that stuff. You need to manage those different situations. You need to listen to your players. So, it's an opportunity for us to be better at it than than the previous year, but that's always a great challenge for everybody, and so really looking forward to it.
I believe that it will help our team to prepare for those games, and of course, how do you want to travel, how do you want to practice and take a recover after those games, and I think that's the most important thing.
Again, the reminder, we spoke to all the head coaches of the 24 teams. The full interviews are available by scanning this QR code. Thanks to everyone who joined today. The first 6 games of the new season will finally start in 2 days. 6 more will follow on Friday, and the weekend is also filled with plenty of CHL action. A big thank you goes to our official presenting sponsor Engelbert Strauss, our official sponsors Skoda and Warrior, and our official partners. See you in the arenas, on the TV screens, and let's have a great 11th season. Goodbye from Zurich.